women, as much as they don't want to admit it, are primal.
Yeah.
Oh, you agree with that?
No hesitation.
Okay. Are primal. You want to know why they're primal? Because they still want you. They want to know that regardless of the situation, that they feel safe and secure with their man. Right?
Right.
So if you got a man who cries as much as they do, how sexy and attractive is that for her?
Jeez.
So no, you can't tell him to cry just like your daughter.
But
knock it off.
But
the Point Podcast.
Like I've been even as a man, even as an adult male, I have been physically hurt to the point at certain times where I've had to cry. It's hurt so much.
Sure.
Like I don't understand why that's not okay.
It's not so much that that's not okay.
So if I'm a man and something can hurt me enough to where I need to cry, why don't I keep that same energy with a much younger human being, i.e. my son, who's a kid, who will probably go through something similar to that to make him want to cry?
Ready for my answer?
Yeah.
Because as men and as fathers, our instinctive reaction is to protect.
Right.
Right? That means that we're wired differently from women in that regard, that we don't bring naturally or instinctively, we bring a nurturing aspect. We bring a more protective instinct with us, right? We also understand, and what we want that child to understand, that in life, you're going to fall a lot, okay? In fact, there are going to be people in life that are invested in seeing you fall. They're going to push you down in some cases. In order for you to go out and conquer that world, you're going to have to get up. You're not dead. Yes, it hurts. Life hurts sometimes, but you're going to have to get back up. Dust yourself off. It will heal. You will be fine. Get up. And that's the balance that a man brings in that situation. The mother will nurture, love, all that stuff. But the father is teaching that boy that when life knocks you down or you fall, you get back up. You will be fine. Life will go on. That's the lesson that is being taught. And that's what that father is building into that son, that when he becomes a man, has his own family, he has his own job, he has his own life experiences, and life knocks him down, he has the mental and emotional toughness to get back up. Yes, it hurts. He may even cry about it, but he gets back up because he's been trained to get back up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Was that the end of that point? There's no buts. I have questions.
Okay.
I don't understand where that, because I believe in that.
Okay.
But where does crying factor in with that? Because that was our initial point.
Where does crying factor in?
Yeah. Because can I as a father still instill those values to him if he's crying? We'll take it back to my youngest son.
Okay.
He falls. He scrapes up his knee, which I think
it's okay for him to cry as a kid. He's a kid.
Right. But he cries because initially before you got to that, I'm thinking, okay, is it not okay for my son to cry? Or if he does, if he does, do I discourage the crying? But where my heart took me during your comments were, it still seems like it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
But as a father, I still got to remind you, you're still gonna get back up though.
Yeah. You know what? You know what I don't allow crying? When he doesn't get his way. He has a temper tantrum. He doesn't those sort of things. He doesn't get his way and he cries.
Of course. Yeah. No argument there.
Okay.
I was trying to connect what you were saying initially.
Again, time and place.
Sure.
But my thing is, hey son, get up. Okay, yeah, you cry, but get yourself together. Cry, all right? Get yourself together. You all right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's still toxic.
I don't think that's toxic.
Now, I'm not saying, hey, don't you cry. Don't, man, I'm not even saying that.
Understand, Walker, where I thought you were leading me was, you were given the scenario to when my son falls and he gets back up. I thought you were leading me to say the crying should not be factored in here. Now that's when I thought that's when I was thinking about toxic masculinity type of actions.
Okay.
If you were going to endorse the reality of not crying in that situation, that's where I thought you were going.
No.
Okay.
No.
So we are aligned here.
Go ahead, Black.
What is he?
I just have a question. As far as this conversation is going, say we've been talking about a boy. Would you, I guess, rear your daughter and your boy differently as far as crying? It sounds like
I would allow my girl to cry if I had one.
But it sounds like you allow your boy to do it also.
To a certain extent.
Okay.
Where's the cutoff? Where's the cutoff? Where do you switch it up on your boy? Because clearly you're following my point that they're different. So where do you draw that line with your son?
I'm not proud of that.
But that's my thing. I don't think there's anything to not be proud of. They're different. They're different.
I'm disagreeing, Walker. They are different.
Why are they different? Why you disagree?
Because I think, no, I can't do this because I'm trying to grow from this.
Here's the funny part.
Here's the funny part.
Here's the funny part. When I was talking to my wife about this, women, as much as they don't want to admit it, are primal.
Yeah.
Oh, you agree with that?
No hesitation.
Okay. Are primal. You want to know why they're primal? Because they still want you. They want to know that regardless of the situation, that they feel safe and secure with their man. Right?
Right.
So if you got a man who cries as much as they do, how sexy and attractive is that for her?
Jeez.
So no, you can't tell him to cry just like your daughter.
But
knock it off.
But in thinking of female primal instincts, is crying still allowed from men in certain situations?
I never said it wasn't.
I never said you did. I'm asking a question.
Sure.
Okay.
I said in time.
Stay in my context, Walker. Don't lead me somewhere I don't want to go.
But I'm saying you already know the answer to that.
I didn't.
No, I don't.
I didn't.
I don't know why
I haven't put this.
Did you know the answer to that, Black? Because I definitely said it earlier.
Yeah. He said.
Or was I being toxic? I'm too busy being toxic. You didn't hear it.
Nothing.
Okay. There's a time and a place for them to cry. Yeah. But then there's a time for them to cry. Absolutely. It's okay. Because as a grown man, it's a time for you to cry.
I'm just thinking like.
But there are times where you should not.
And I'm going to have this conversation with my wife when I get home. But
That should be fun.
I wonder how she takes it when she watches me cry over my son's basketball highlights.
Ooh.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, I wonder if she doesn't
don't
feel,
know.
I wonder if she has a sense of, I don't feel protected now. I don't feel safe.
I don't know if that applies to the situation.
I don't know how that's what we're going to find out. I don't know how she felt about me crying in the middle of church as my son's up here reciting the Lord's Prayer for everybody. Does she feel like my husband's a punk? He's weak?
You do cry a lot.
I do. That's what I'm trying to apply what you're saying. I'm not saying it's wrong.
In a situation, when have you cried when you was facing adversity? I think you watching videos of your son in basketball is not adversity. You in church watching your child get up and make you proud is not adversity. When have y'all had conflict? When have y'all had an issue y'all faced together?
I can't think of any times that we've been faced with conflict and I've cried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you didn't get so frustrated and hurt that you broke down and started crying.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? Why didn't you feel moved to cry then?
Because I guess with that, and maybe I haven't lived long enough, but with that, I just have the confidence that we're gonna get over or get through whatever. And I think about conflicts I've had with her in particular. Like we've been at it. But even at times where I didn't think the marriage was going to work, I never cried over it. I was too furious.
To the point where you took some action?
Well, I just went to the gym.
Okay, fine.
That's an action item.
That's an action item.
Yeah, I had to get that rage out.
I said fine.
Why am I defensive?
Don't know.
Okay.
You're not on trial. But what I'm saying is in those moments, she don't need to see you crying.
Okay.
In those moments, she need to see the leader that you are born to be.
Okay.
created to be.
Okay.
And most women would agree, in their husband, that is a very attractive trait, that when they're faced with challenges, that you're going to step up, put your emotions to the side, and lead.
I don't get it.
You don't get what?
I don't get it. I don't get how, because to me looking at it, I would think she would have more reason to think I'm a punk if I'm crying at my boys' basketball highlights.
No, you just have to ask her, because I
Well,
can't.
yeah, that's what I'm asking her tonight.
I can't speak.
But those are emotions I cannot hold back. Like I could pull that same clip up right now and I'll cry in front of y'all. If I had my hard drive with me, I'd do it. But like, yeah, it was just moving to me.
Okay.
Man, you got a long way to go with these boys.
I'm trying to think.
You just have to, again, but
Because both of my boys have seen me cry, but my boys have seen me cry over good things.
do you understand the distinction I'm making though in this conversation?
I do, Walker. It's just you have intrigued me with this,
Okay.
and I got to go do some recon.
And I guess again, because my wife was pretty understanding. It just so happens I'm not a crier. She's like, I can understand, like, if you have an issue, like if you, because we had something that happened recently, like we're good, but just like a bill that came and we were like, good night. You know what I mean? But of course we were just like, okay, we'll pay it. We got the money, whatever.
Well, of course you do, Walker.
But if we didn't, but my wife's point was, if we didn't have the money and we were trying to keep our head above water, she was like, I could see you getting frustrated and emotional and like letting it, crying, because it's like, man, I'm working so hard to keep us above water, and then this comes, right?
Right.
So she was like, I could understand that. But if we just having a conflict and you start crying, I'm gonna be like, she was like, I almost kind of feel away. I'd be like, oh, really? And she was like, what do you think? I was like, I would not cry in front of you about that bill at all. But again, that's me. I wouldn't cry. Like, I was like, no, I'm pissed off. I'm upset. I'm disappointed, but I'm not finna cry about it. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna call these people, da 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 da. But that's just how I'm wired. I think in a situation like that, I told her, you need to see that, hey, I'm just as disappointed as you are, but this is what your husband is gonna do. This is how we're gonna handle this. And this is what's gonna happen. Because she needs to know that push come to shove, my husband's going to step up and handle business. That's just my mentality about it. Now, if I need to get in the car and let out a cry about it, if I need to, so be it. But in that moment when we're talking, I'm showing her leadership, because I told her father that I was going to take care of her when I took her away. No?
And you can't take care of her if you're crying in it when faced with adversity.
I didn't say that.
I'm asking the question. I never said you said that.
I just said that women are primal, generally speaking.
Why won't you answer my question?
You make statements, not questions.
Huh?
You mostly make
That
statements.
was a genuine question.
Ask the question again.
So, I cannot take care of my wife, cover her, and protect her if I happen to cry during a point of adversity.
You can.
Okay, that was all I wanted to know.
I think it'll be interesting for you to ask your wife, how does she feel about the crying?
Well, my wife.
That's the thing.
My wife is not a crier either.
That's what I'm getting at. Is for most women, it sounds sweet that you have a guy who's just cool, just cry and cry and cry, right? Mm-hmm. In those moments. But if a lot of women, be honest, the man that they're with probably doesn't cry like that. And if he did, it'll probably make them feel a completely different way. Mm. It's easy to say you want something that you don't get. It's easy to say that. So, any more questions for me?
I have no more questions for you, Walker.
Sure.
Yeah. You good,
Yes.
Black?
Yes, Black. I mean, Gat, you can actually take care of your wife and cry every step of the way.
I was genuinely thinking about that, but I don't think that's a question for you.
You can cry every step of the way if you want to. I'd just be curious to see how she views you. That's the only thing. She may think you're the strongest man in the world. I could be, hey.
Because all women are different.
And I'm monolithic, right?
True. Neither are we.
I'll just be curious, though. I'll be curious. Yeah, my wife told me there are examples she would look at me sideways if I was just crying. So it's an interesting conversation to take home with your wife and ask her.
Oh, I'll be checking back in with you guys.